right? So that is what you can you will come across the Field Marshal Sam Manekshaw, right? So how he had become Field Marshal and all sort of other things, right? So that story will be having the reference with this particular war. Fine. So, and at that time, Indira Gandhi was the Prime Minister of India. Fine. So another point to be noted, you can uh, consider at that in detail. You can consider it at the time of seeing Field Marshal. Fine. So here, as like in the western part, they have destroyed. IF have destroyed oil installations, dam, right, and gas plant. Likewise, in the uh, eastern region, they targeted ordnance factory, runaways, and some other vital aircrafts of East Pakistan, right? And all these were severely damaged. मग एक सिच्युएशन अशी आली की पाकिस्तानला तर माघार घेण्याशिवाय पर्याय नव्हता, right? So that particular point has been reached. So what sort of damage Indian Air Force have provided to the Pakistani Air Force PAF, right? So uh, Indian Air Force destroyed their 94 PAF aircraft, right, which was really a powerful aircraft in those days, right? So that have been destroyed. So this is what you can consider the great contribution in the liberation of Bangladesh by Indian Air Force. Right? This is the point of view of only Indian Air Force. Rather, I could have tell you about these things just by clubbing the complete support by Indian Air Force. Now, see, this is the first war where not only Indian Air Force have been actively involved, but Indian Navy had also involved in this one. Right. So whatever coming from Karachi was looked after by Indian Navy. Right. And they have stopped the help coming from Karachi port to the Bangladesh or the then eastern Pakistan. So Navy was there, Air Force was there, and obviously Army was the leading front from our side. And in this way, Bangladesh was liberated. Rather, eastern Pakistan was liberated and it was renamed as Bangladesh. Right. So that is called Republic of Bangladesh. Fine. So this is the another involvement of say Indian Air Force. Next involvement of Indian Air Force is in Operation Meghdut and Operation Cactus, right? Two different operations. So as far as Operation Meghdut is concerned, see after 74, right, as such there was no involvement of Air Force in any kind of operation, war, right, or any kind of conflict. But in 1984, India have launched Operation Meghdut, and that is to capture the Siachen Glacier in the contested Kashmir region, right? So whatever may be the Siachen Glacier, which is in the Kashmir region, which we have already contested, right? In let's say 65, right, as well as in the 48. So that we wanted to capture, because that was, once if you capture this particular point, Siachen Glacier, then you can keep under observation around 70 kilometers boundary border, right, in Kashmir, and that could save your huge amount of money, right? Then you will provide definite security. So these were the reasons. Because of that, we wanted to uh, capture this particular point, and for that purpose we wanted to move, or we need to airlift so many troops to this particular place. So Indian Army, sorry, Indian Air Force launched a Operation Meghdut, and in this, uh, Indian Air Force have used MiG-8, Chetak, and Mi-8 Chetak and Cheetah helicopters in order to airlift hundreds of Indian troops to this particular place. So with the help of these three kinds of helicopters, we have sent huge number of soldiers to Siachen. Like another involvement you can consider that is in 1987, where Indian Air Force supported Indian peacekeeping force in northern and eastern Sri Lanka in the operation called Operation Pawan. So this was another important point you can consider. So peacekeeping in the northern and eastern Sri Lanka. Right. So that was called Operation Pawan. So you can consider Operation Meghdoot, Operation Pawan, and Operation Cactus. Right. In next year, that is in 1988, Indian Air Force mounted special operations to airlift a parachute battalion from Agra, and in that particular operation, non-stop, Indian Air Force have covered more than 2,000 kilometers to the remote Indian Ocean, right? Where this has been migrated because the president of Maldives, right, Gayoom, had requested our let's say prime minister, the then prime minister, right, Rajiv Gandhi. So for military help against the mercenary invasion in the in that particular region, and to render that help, Indian Air Force have help to migrate huge number of parachute battalion, right, to that particular region, and they have carried out an operation called Operation Cactus. Right. So again, you will be coming across Operation Cactus, Operation Pawan, Operation Meghdoot. Right. When we will be having a separate kind of session of this one. But since we wanted to understand the involvement of Indian Air Force through the point of Indian Air Force, I just told you about these things, right? And I think probably now we are coming to the end of involvements by Indian Air Force, right? So here you can have now Kargil War. So recently happened in 1999. So Indian Air Force called to provide close air support to Indian Army over Kargil conflict with the help of helicopters. Again, same kind of thing that uh, there had been a treaty, and according to that treaty, when snowfall starts, then there is a region which cannot be occupied by Indian soldiers or Pakistani soldiers. So Indian soldiers have left that place, and then Pakistani soldiers have acquired some of the spots, right, from where they can observe, or from where they can keep the control, right? Particularly the highway you can consider, which is connecting these two states. And because of that, it had become a serious issue. And then India decided to recapture all these different places. Right? So for that purpose, now Indian Air Force have requested to support, all right, to the Indian Army. Now, this particular support was started by Indian Air Force, and that particular support or that strike is known as the Operation Safed Sagar. Right? So through Operation Safed Sagar, whatever the help required by Indian Army was provided by Indian Air Force. Right? So that is what you can consider. And then later on, we have again won the Kargil War. Right? So that was the point you can always keep in mind in this particular case. And this is the very recently happened, right? I think most of us have seen this particular point, right? BBC have interpreted all the things. I think they have also got the parts of the destroyed aircrafts, but still Pakistan was denying that their aircrafts have been put down, right? Whereas India had accepted that yes, our MiG-21 have been shot down, right, and our pilot have escaped safely by his parachute, but he was hit by the local plane and handed over to the government, and later on we could succeed to bring him back to India. ते पण एक करार आहे त्याच्यानुसार त्यांचा कुठला एखादा असा आर्मी पर्सनल किंवा आपला असेल आणि ती जर जाहीर झाली तर परत द्यायला. But at this moment, if India could not have accepted, or India could not have brought that particular point at international level, probably we might have lost our great pilot. That is what diplomacy.
खायला मागतो थांब कशी करते तर परत इकडं ये म्हणलं पट्टा सुरू केला.
Viraj Kadam, will you mute your mic? So this is, you can consider about this particular thing, right? So say Balakot, related to the Balakot airstrike, fine. So in this way, now you have come across so many different involvements of Indian Air Force in different wars, in different operations, in different helps, right? Right from our country's wars or help to our ground forces to the peacekeeping operations of our neighbors, or even you can consider peacekeeping operations of United Nations, right? And as well as the help asked by some of the other countries, right? So that is what we have come across this one. Now at this moment, you can just consider even today we are expecting to have around 42 squadrons, right? One day I will brought to you what is the squadron, what is the wing, right? What is the air base, fine. So that thing we will cover up. But at this moment, I just tell you that we require 42 squadrons, but right now we have only 31, I think, active, and two more. The work of development of two more is going on. So probably we will be having by the end of, I think, December of this year, 33. Still we are lagging by 8 squadrons, right? And then if you just consider, if we could develop all these, then how powerful we will be in this one, right? So Rafale had no doubt has boosted our capabilities, right? Okay. Now, what sort of aircrafts we do have, right? So in this, now we can consider the most another part that is called about the aircrafts. So we do have different kinds of series, such as Rafale series is there, Sukhoi series is there, MiG series is there, right? IUN series is there, fine. Then different kinds of helicopters we are having, fine. So one by one, we are going to consider these particular, say, what sort of these aircrafts, right? So Sukhoi SU, it's model SU 30 MKI, right? That you can consider. So, you know, our Air Force, right? So this is the Indian Air Force primary air superiority fighter. Now Rafale had become superiority fighter, but till we got the Rafale, it was the superiority fighter, right? In fact, this series was superiority fighter. You can consider Sukhoi 30 MKI, 30K, right? Then 30, 37, sorry, 35. So these were the different kinds of Sukhois we do have, so which was termed as superiority fighter, right, with the additional capability to conduct excuse me. So additional capabilities to conduct air ground missions, right? That is of the best part of this one. So Sukhois have been developed by Russia's Sukhoi, but they have built under India's Hindustan Aeronautics Limited (HAL), right? And even India's first aircraft was also developed by HAL, right? So it was first accepted into Indian Air Force by 2002, but they have brought their services to Indian Air Force in 2004, right? As like, Rafael had been accepted long back in 2013, and we got in last year, right? So many years we have lost in this particular process. So it has maximum speed of 2120 kilometer per hour at higher altitude, and likewise. So these are some of the features. No doubt you can technically see all other features, but since without any kind of feature, it is you will not really come to know its powers. So it has a range of 3000 kilometer at a high altitude, right, and it changes at low altitude. So there are some of the other members or aircrafts which are related to this particular series. So Sukhoi 30, Sukhoi 30 MKN, right? Sukhoi 35, Sukhoi 37. So here now you can have these 5 different kinds of series you can see at this particular moment, right? So I think we are passing the time, but still I will just take you through some of the pictures. No doubt I will be making you understand some of the essential technical details of these, right? So Sukhoi 30 MKI, you can see, right? So this is there are some words, right? As I said, squadron, fleet, likewise, right? So yeah. Oh, right. So this is what you can consider Sukhoi 30, right? This is what Sukhoi 30 MKN, right? And Sukhoi 35, right? Sukhoi 35, and now the last one in this series, Sukhoi 37. So you do have these different aircrafts, right, in this particular series. We will see later on what you can seen or have in this one technically as well. So at this moment, I'm going to stop here. Anything which you would like to ask, then
Sir, students wanted to